Right, on to the final hurdle, is just putting the new calipers on the car and bleeding it out. Obviously I've got the wheels off, got it jacked up in the air. All I've got to do on this passenger side, remember where I am, is to take the two 19mm bolts out, give them a bit of clean up, and I'll probably use them again with a bit of copper slipper on there. I'll probably just crack the banjo off of here as well, whilst it's on there, and then maybe actually change the pipe over once the new caliper's actually in place. Try and minimise the amount of leakage I'm going to get of the brake fluid. So yeah, let's crack on and get this changed over. Well, as you can see, I've removed the two bolts holding the old caliper on, laid it on the floor so there wasn't too much or any tension at all on the actual brake cable. You don't want to strain that at all. Clean up the bolts, put a bit of locked up on them, and then also just put them in and nipped up the caliper to hold it in place. Obviously there's no pads in at the moment, so it's nice and easy to get on there. Obviously they'll go in later on, so now it's a case of, I've already sort of cracked this off a little bit. Just going to take this off of here, whack it straight in the feed pipe for the caliper, and then do the same on the other side, get the pads in. So caliper's all bolted on, pipe works up reasonably tight, replaced the copper washers with another pair that I had that goes on the caliper. One of the kit car club mates has suggested I try a different pad, because now I've not got a servo. I noticed the didn't get such a good feel when I was actually driving the car around. I didn't feel as if I was had a lot of feel coming back for the pedals, so I'm trying to set a different set of pads which he's tried on his Tiger kit car. So hopefully they're going to give me a bit more retardation when I'm actually using it. It's either seems to be either on or off, because it's just a matter of getting used to the feel of the pedal. But I'm going to try these out and see how I get on with these instead. So everything's all ready. Got a little bit of the grease, anti-squirrel grease on the back of the pads, a bit on the actual plates as well, different grease on the pins. Just ready to put it all together. Get one side finished off. As most of the time I work on my own, I needed a way to do my brakes on mine and to bleed the brakes out. So I've tried a couple of systems before by Easy Bleed, where you connect the cap onto the reservoir and then you use the air pressure from maybe a normal spare tyre to force the air through or suck the sort of fluid through, but never really seemed to work for me. So I bought one of these a few years ago, same sort of idea. You basically put an airline onto there, so I've got a mains compressor flow, that's nice and easy onto there, which I just run out from the workshop. Connect the other end onto obviously the bleed nipple, crack the nipple off, and it basically then obviously sucks all the fluid through, so you can see the air bubbles coming down the line when it's connected up. And obviously you keep an eye on the main reservoir until all the air bubbles disappear, and then obviously you can retighten the actual bleed nipple and then try your brakes out. So it seems to work okay for me. Obviously I've got to go and do a road test. It's all done now anyway, all bled out. Doesn't seem to be any leaks at all. I tried pumping the pedal a few times and also holding it then for a minute to try and find any other leaks that aren't obvious, but everything seems to be okay. So look nice and new at the moment. I put all the anti-rattle springs and shims in the right way. I had the first ones on the passenger side in the wrong way around, but when I did the driver's side I realised my mistake. I went back and sorted that out. So that's obviously driver's side. Passenger side all done, so yeah, it looks a million times better than it did earlier on. Obviously you see how it handles getting the brake dust on it, how easy it is to get that off in the future. But yeah, now ready for a road test. Just whack the wheels back on. Maybe a couple of days time I'll take it out for a bit of a test drive.